Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. We have here a 9-year-old patient who attended with her mother, and God bless her, she's been suffering from chronic ear infections in both ears, but more so in their right ear, for about a year. And they've been treated by the doctor during that time, and they've been prescribed many different topical antibiotic sprays and drops, and then things seem to improve, and then the infection reoccurs. And I've also been prescribed systematic, so oral antibiotics. And you can see in their left ear, they've got this occluding debris. Currently, they've been using Otex, as advised by the doctor. The patient was a bit frustrated because they've been getting conflicting advice. They went to see the GP, and one GP said they may possibly have a perforation. The other one says you don't. So of course, when you've got a perforation, you need to be careful what you put in your ears in terms of drops. Otex you would advise against, and even some topical antibiotics you have to be really, really careful. So the patient's mother just did some research online, came across myself, and just decided to book in. So you would classify this as more of a non-routine procedure, not least because the patient's young, but also you can see there's a lot of debris and discharge there. So we cleared the majority of the ear canal. That's the patient's eardrum. She was a bit nervous, bless her. Now, even at this stage, she could hear really, really well. I'm just trying to take away some of this moisture that's in this inferior recess. As we approach the eardrum, the ear canal narrows and then it balloons back out, it widens, and that typically creates a trench at the base of the ear canal near the eardrum. We call that the inferior recess, and typically also on the front part of the ear canal near the eardrum. So in the case of the left side, it would be the left ear on the left-hand side of the ear canal. This patient didn't have a prominent anterior recess, but not oddly, everyone's ears are different and unique. But they had a posterior recess. So it was the other side of the ear canal that there was a bit of a kind of a crevice and a widening there. So left ear's complete, just doing their right side. So here, this is their worst side, and if you stay tuned, guys, you'll see once I've cleared the ear canal itself, there was a bit of what I thought was a bit of debris, and so did the patient when I played it back. And it's amazing how much I collected and removed from the patient's inferior recess. So the patient was holding her mum's hand throughout. She was getting more comfortable with the procedure the more I was obviously performing it. She felt more and more at ease, which is great. Now, just going to mop up this debris right at the entrance. So you can see the eardrum there, but there is still a bit of discharge there. So we have referred the patient back to the GP. I think they're going to need a bit more prescribed medication, although they can hear really, really well. And because they've been using the Otex, their ear canals and eardrum also is completely macerated. And what I mean by macerated, if your ear or any other part of your body really, if it's kind of submerged in water or fluid, the skin, the outer layer skin, the epidermis layer is going to absorb all that moisture, and then the skin cells will expand and inflate and bloat, and eventually the cell membranes will burst because it just can't contain that amount of fluid. And then that you can just tell by the appearance of the ear canal and eardrum. It's kind of wrinkly, it's macerated, so it just makes it more likely for secondary infection to occur. So I've just curled the end of the fine end, and we're just on the eardrum now. I just want to because there was a suspected perforation, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. And you can see that as I'm removing some of this discharge off the patient's eardrum, she's got some tympanosclerosis, which is scar tissue. That's that white presence there on the right-hand side of the eardrum. So we call that anterior tympanosclerosis. The actual correct name is laryngosclerosis. So tympanosclerosis is when you get a buildup of calcium deposits, like this patient has, but it not only affects the eardrum, but it can affect the ossicles, the three bones in the middle ear. When it's laryngosclerosis, you get this just on the eardrum. Laryngosclerosis doesn't always affect your hearing. So I can't see any perforation, which is great. And you probably just saw, I don't know if I've missed it, you probably just saw that large amount of debris that I just removed. So this is the anterior recess. They have got a bit of an anterior recess there. So again, I'm really happy with that. I think I'm just going to go back and see if I can just have a final look there, actually. So I'm really pleased with that. Patient was over the moon. They could hear themselves much, much better. So guys, I've not really talked about what's been going on much about the membership body who are trying to accredit courses that train the layperson. When I mean the layperson, I think everybody is a layperson outside of their own area of expertise. So it's not being, I don't want that term to be misused in any way. So I'm a specialist in what I do, but in anything else, I'm a layperson. So yeah, this course has been training the layperson when it comes into in relation to ears. And I've just kind of, there's a 2-part statement from someone, and they were shocked to find that, you know, people who are attending this course had no previous ear experience, and this individual was just wishing me the best in educating the public and trying to make some changes, real necessary changes. And in a minute, you're going to see a subsequent email this individual sent to me, and this was really worrying, especially the last paragraph where I've highlighted in yellow. So attendees at these courses are being told that it's virtually impossible to perforate the eardrum using the device that they are. Now, if you are a qualified hearing professional or healthcare professional with the relevant experience in ears, you know this is not true. So we would, even though the course shouldn't be telling you that, we will discard it. But if you're an unsuspecting attendee with no previous ear experience or qualifications, and you're being told this, you're going to believe it because you don't know any better. So, which is really, really worrying and alarming, because these people are then going out thinking that, oh, I'm not going to cause a perforation, and push the limits of their obviously limited scope, and that's being nice by saying that. So, and obviously you can see here these people were being passed without actually performing any procedures. Well, take care, guys. Keep well and speak soon. Bye.